Welcome back. Well, as parents, it's so important that we're fostering understanding and inclusivity in our families. Joining us to help initiate that conversation and more is Cierra Boyd, the author of I See Color. Welcome, Cierra.
Thank you for having me.
I just read your book. It's so good. It's so good. It's so smart, and it actually brought tears in my eyes. But let's talk about your experience raising your family, your two daughters. Talk about that.
Yeah, so I have a lovely 3-year-old and 1-year-old. My husband and Tommy and I, we think often about the world in which we want them to live in. And so one of the things that we talk about is we want them to celebrate who they are while also being open to other, cultures and
Sure.
spectrums of diversity, and really being someone that is well versed and exposed.
Yeah, I mean, I have 3 children. Raising our kids here in Atlanta, they are exposed to so much great culture and so many different types of people. But a lot of people aren't. So why is it important then to teach them and to have something like this?
Yeah, so one of the things I wanted to be very intentional about is you often hear, I don't see color. But when we don't see color, it's us not really seeing each other.
Sure.
And so I think it's important that even with a book like I See Color, we use that because these are crayons and we're telling a story in the most simplest way. But this transcends all spectrums of diversity, and we really just want to show the power that comes with being inclusive.
I love it. And then talk about how you did come up with this idea. What was that process like?
Yeah, so I have years of experience in not only communications, but years of experience advocating for diversity, equity, and inclusion. And one of the things that I've learned in my years of experience of communications is there's so much power in words, and it's very transformative in influencing the hearts and minds of others. And so as I've worked with many adults over the years in fostering inclusive cultures and advocating for diversity and workplaces, it was important for me that I, pivoted and really looked at the heart of where this all begins. And so I did research. I saw that as early as 6 months, babies begin to see differences in skin color and develop preferences and even biases by the age of 3. So with this book, parents can begin introducing these conversations of what makes us different, but also these similarities, even in the differences, that bring so much power when we begin to make sure everyone is included.
Sure. Well, thanks for all the work that you do now and that you have been doing throughout your career. But what advice do you have for parents then that are looking to start these conversations with their kids?
Yeah, so personally, I like to be very intentional. So I go by 4 things. One, try to model the behavior. I think we forget that as parents, more is caught than taught. So then we can begin to take a step back and reassess our own communities and look at how we're being intentional with fostering an inclusive culture in our friend groups. And I know personally we try to be intentional, especially as to where we go to church, for example. There are over 150 cultures represented, and it's very important for our little ones to see that. Another thing that is important is that we use everyday examples. So we don't have to make it too complicated and make sure that things are tailored at appropriate ages for our kids, but we let the calendar work for us. We know that we're knee deep into Black History Month, of course, but also, our girls have learned about the Chinese Lunar New Year and was able to participate in their school performance. And we know that upon us is Women's History Month next month. So we make it useful for us in that way. Another thing we think about is that we must also expose our children. So look around your home. What are the books that they're reading? Are they telling stories of people across different minority groups?
Sure.
And then lastly, start early. I was just talking to a friend during Super Bowl Sunday, go Chiefs. But I was letting him know we do not have to wait till our kids are off to college even. But you can start early with modeling these behaviors and having these discussions and being open and honest.
I love that tip about putting things in your house intentionally. I mean, not just because it's beautiful, but we have Black art on our walls. We really want to be surrounded by the culture and lead by example. So talk quickly, we have about 30 seconds left, but what has been the most rewarding thing about releasing the book?
Yes, the support. You know, one thing I've found with talking to so many families is we all want to get this right. So having something like Icy Color, which in the most simplistic way talks about a character Goldie who's used to being around everything yellow, eating everything yellow, which I use because my daughter's favorite color was yellow at the time. It's pink now. But she really learns that she can have so much power when she includes other colors for a school assignment that her teacher gives. So I just want parents to realize that this is the way to have those simple conversations and begin to plant those seeds.
I love that. All right, Sarah, where can people buy it?
Yes, all major online platforms such as Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Target and Walmart.
Okay, thank you so much. It is so, so good. I highly recommend it. I can't wait to read it with my kids. Thank you so much for being here. We've got more for parents after the break.